A chief medical officer has suggested that overweight people should be charged more to fly. Professor Sally Davies has suggested that our total weight, passenger and luggage should be taken into account at the check-in. Now, is that really fair?
I think this is disgusting. Yeah, it's wrong. And it's funny, you know, overweight people are the last group in society that's totally fine to discriminate against and nobody says anything. At the end of the day, you cannot compare a human being with a piece of luggage. Luggage doesn't have feelings, and I just think it's so cruel that anyone would even suggest this. It's wrong.
Well, imagine, Can you imagine getting to the check-in and not only having to weigh your case, but then they go, right,
weigh your
can
body.
you stay on this? Oh, I'd never go on holiday again.
No.
I'd like men to have to pay more. Because sitting in between, if you've got a man either side of you on a plane, you know you are never, whatever you're going to do, get those elbows onto, or have
If I've got a man either side of me on a plane, I would pay extra.
But, you know, it is a little bit of a... I think it's a bit of a taboo subject, though, isn't it, this? Because if you think about it, I don't know if you've been on a plane, I've been on a plane, it was a guy, and he would have taken 2 seats if it had been possible to sit next to him, and I was in the corner. Now, what? So, why do we not face that? Why do we not talk about it? What do you do about that then? Where is he going to sit then? Is he? I don't know what the answer is. Do you have bigger seats?
No, I think as long as you can fit in the seat, you pay the same as
I
anybody
agree with
else.
Nadia.
And what I'm saying is, what if you don't?
Well, then people do. Some people do have to buy 2 seats.
Yeah.
That does happen. But the idea of weighing people and shaming people and
not
charging
shaming.
them,
That is
it's an island.
I agree with you, but I'm saying, but there has to be an answer.
Well,
you're not giving an answer.
If
You're
you
just
can't
saying it
fit in
shouldn't
the
happen.
seat, then you would pay for 2. But you can't be weighing people in front.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there is an airline
Or do
somewhere.
you think it might be an incentive, seeing how we're always going on about the health situation in this country and that, you know, obesity is rising? Will it be an incentive for people to
lose weight?
To lose weight, eat healthy?
No, I don't think so. Well, as you know, because I was bang on about this and you will disagree with me, I think a lot of people, when they overeat, it's for a whole load of other reasons other than they're just greedy. And I think that it needs sympathy and understanding. Nobody ever shamed me into losing weight. Whenever anyone made me feel ashamed for being overweight, I would eat more. I would just go home and just eat everything. So for me, I don't believe in shaming anybody, actually, in front of anybody else.
No,
I don't.
And it's the last fatism, it's the last ism in society that you're just allowed to get away with. Anyone can make any joke and no one says anything. It's just really just mean.
And the thing is,
mean-spirited.
you can't really win because obviously I'm overweight. I don't want your sympathy.
No.
I want your chocolate.
And that's true.
But the thing is, in 2009, when I was doing Dancing on Ice, and also leading up to my wedding, and I did Keep Fit DVDs and everything, and I got down to a size 10.
Your boobs look awesome.
All right.
Hello.
They're still there, love. They're just under the desk. But, yeah, so I lost all this weight, got down to a size 10. And don't get me wrong, physically, I felt fantastic. And the compliments were lovely. And clothes shopping was a joy. That was me on Loose Women when I was slimmer. You know what the problem was, though, when I then came back onto Loose Women? I had no personality.
Wow.
I'm not saying that slim people don't have personality, but for me, who's always done that, you know, taking the mickey out of myself, defecating and just saying, oh, I like cake. All of a sudden I thought, you know, if we'd had food topics, for instance, on Loose Women, I thought, I can't comment anymore. I can't say, oh, I like cake, because someone at home will go, well, no, you don't, because you've gone down to a size 10.
When I got down to a size 10, the same thing. Getting that pair of jeans on was just like the best thing. But I spent so much of my day just thinking about what I couldn't eat. That I just thought, this is like a holy grail size that doesn't work for everybody. You know, some people, it's a 12, some people it's 14, some people it's 16, and whatever. And we've just got to get out of trying to squish everyone into the same skin.
box. It's about being healthy.
Do you think that weight affects people in jobs?
Of course.
I mean, you know, do you think people look, when you employ somebody, do you look at somebody differently because they're big or because they're
I got offered
size?
more work when I was slimmer.
Did you?
More
But
work
really,
within
did you, though?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've actually been very lucky to be on telly for as long as we have.
We have,
when we
love.
were overweight.
It's been said by many a critic.
We are unusual.
Yeah, we are that as well.
Well, then, you've got Alison Hammond. You've
Fabulous.
got Oprah, who is like that size 1 minute, that size the next.
But that is people that are known very much for being big. Really, if you're on telly, most people have to be a lollipop head. Let's face it. We know. We see them everywhere. But again, you have to be super thin, super skinny.
But it's not the same for men, though. It's this pressure that we're always putting on women about
it's getting to be
slim
for men.
Do you think?
I do. I think it's not as easy for men anymore.
Nah.
I think a lot of men have issues about the way
Maybe
that
we
they
just
look.
all need to stop judging.
I think so. Here, Colleen.